Hello everybody, it's March 9, 2016 and welcome to another comic book haul video. Really exciting week in comics, really exciting week amongst the YouTube community. Just went to a comic show this past Saturday, the Big Apple Con here in New York City. Met up with a bunch of awesome YouTubers, Celos, Manny NYC, Marky316, Greg's Comic Book Corner, Erod, Eddie. Met up with all those guys, had a really good time. Was able to go through some long boxes with them, shoot the shit, just talk comics, and excellent time. So if you guys ever have the opportunity to meet face to face with any YouTubers, guys that you may leave comments on their videos or chat with on private or live hangouts, please do. It's well worth it. It was a great time. Besides the con, kind of being a little bit of a letdown, it was pretty much a giant hot box. There's just tons of people, way too many people in this cramped space. It was really hot, so I had to, walk out a few times just to, get some air. But I was able to get a few books, got some deals, and meet up with some cool people. So before I get to my books from the Big Apple Con, I do have some books that I picked up during the week before the con on eBay and for my private seller, so I'm going to get to those first. Well, before I get to those, let me just tell you what you see in front of you. I just got this back last week from CGC, New Mutants 87, first full appearance of Cable. Came back as a CGC 9.6. Can't complain about that whatsoever. This book has shot through the roof in terms of value. At the Big Apple Con, I saw a CGC 9.8 go for $700, a 9.6 go for $400. On eBay now, 9.6s go between like $350. But considering what that New Mutants 98 is going for, I bet this book continues to rise. The whole supply and demand equation when it comes valuing anything, but specifically here in comics, the supply side has completely gone out the window. You guys know there are tons and tons of New Mutant 98s and 87s out there, and a lot of them are high grade, really high grade books, but still the value keeps rising and rising. But as long as I got a copy, I'm not going to really complain about it. So let me get to the book. So the first book that I picked up from eBay, got myself a Mr. Miracle #2. Paid $30 including shipping for this book. It was advertised as near mint, but under further inspection there are some dents. This book probably really is a VF minus VF if I'm being generous. First appearance of Granny Goodness, so that's cool. One of Darkseid's cronies right here. Sorry about if you hear my dog barking. She's just, she probably wants to be fed right now, but she has to wait. So first appearance of Granny Goodness, really cool book. Like I said, it wasn't what it was advertised, so I got a slight discount. I got about $15 back on the $30, so $15 for a VF copy of Mr. Miracle #2. Can't complain. Next book I picked up from eBay, really cool one right here. The Incredible Hulk #449, first appearance of the Thunderbolts. Really cool team, really cool premise where you have a bunch of baddies turning good, and some of them kind of get used to the whole being good thing. They kind of like being heroes, and they kind of they kind of fall in love with the idea about being being good guys now. But of course, Baron Zemo, knowing that their intentions were to kind of trick the citizenry, to trick the the Avengers, since the Avengers are out of the picture right now, to trick the citizenry to believe that they're now there to protect him, to at some point take over and do their dastardly things. But really cool, Incredible Hulk #449. Alright, next book I picked up. I picked this up before the con. I actually met up with Manny NYC and Celos, and Manny took us to a couple spots in the city. Took us to this guy who has a little storage facility in Midtown. I didn't, he had a lot of really cool books, but I didn't really have the money to spend at that point, just because I was saving for Big Apple Con, and I had spent another like $150 the day before. But I did pick this up for $2. Awesome 25th anniversary border cover here. Transformers #22. I'm currently collecting all the 25th anniversary borders. They all vary in price. Most of them are like $2 to $5, but some of them, especially the Marvel Star comics, they can go up to $30, $50, even $60. I know a couple videos ago I showed you guys that Muppet Babies #10, and that book is going for $40, $50 now. It's crazy. So really cool to have that. Transformers #22. Okay, so now getting to the books I got from my private seller. I met up with my private seller on Thursday, picked up about 8 books or so for $150. So the first book I picked up, got myself Uncanny XMen 200. Really cool story here. Xavier leaves the X-Men and now asks Magneto to take over for him. You know, it was kind of a throw in to the $150 deal, so can't complain about that. A little filler right there. Next, a couple more 25th anniversary covers. We have Uncanny XMen number 211, awesome Wolverine cover right here. Also important story in terms of the Mutant Massacre storyline. The next 25th anniversary border cover, got X Factor number 10. Early Apocalypse appearance here. Again, these are like, you know, $5 books. Maybe the 211 can go up to $10 to $12 if it's near mint. Alright, so some of the nicer books that I got from my private seller. First one being Fantastic Four number 37. Some awesome Silver Age Fantastic Four right there. Third appearance of the Inhumans. You know, if you don't have the money to shell out for a 45 or 46, you know, 47 is your next best bet. Alright, the next book I picked up, really awesome Kirby cover right here. Sweet Dr. Doom cover. Fantastic Four number 23. I would probably put this, I mean, it's in decent shape. I would say it's about, you know, a 5.0, 6.0 right here. And if I got it pressed, it might be a 6.5, but still, I'm not going to complain. Silver Age Kirby, Silver Age Fantastic Four, I'll take it all day. Alright, the next few books, I got some cool graphic novels from this guy. First one is Marvel graphic novel number 27. Again, another awesome story right here where Doom abducts the Purple Man and is able to amplify his power to take over the entire world. And it's only Wonder Man who's not susceptible to Purple Man's powers, that is not under the control of Doom. And he sees that while everybody is under Doom's control, you know, there's some positive and some negative things going on here, right? There's no more free will. However, there's no more crime. All the nuclear weapons have been destroyed. There's no more apartheid in South Africa. And there's really world peace for, you know, for the first time really ever. But at the same time, while all these, you know, there are all these positive repercussions from Doom's takeover, there's also the negative where nobody has any free will. So while, you know, Wonder Man, he kind of snaps some of the Avengers back to it, you know, like Captain America and Hawkeye who are under Doom's influence, gets them back to their normal selves, and they figure, yes, there are these positive things happening. However, you know, these people truly aren't free, and they end up, you know, taking down Doom's regime with negative and positive consequences, right? Everybody has free will now, but at the same time, apartheid's back. There's violence, there's war, there's crime. So a really interesting story here. Next graphic novel. This has been really hot over the past year. Got a Marvel graphic novel number 17. Technically, I guess you can call this the first appearance of Apocalypse. It's really the first appearance of the Living Monolith, but I believe it's an X-Men 366 or some X-Men book where it's explained that one of the characters in the story who has a fez is actually in Sabanur. So this predates X Factor number 5 and 6 years. So it's technically the first appearance of Apocalypse. Alright, and the next graphic novel, or the last book that I got from my private seller. Really happy to get this. Been looking for this for a while. Marvel graphic novel number 4. The first appearance of the New Mutants. Awesome Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod work here. If you are looking for this book, important thing to notice is determining whether this is a first print or not, right? So it's really easy. Basically, you just want to look at the price and at the font of where it says Marvel graphic novel. So if you have a single price, $4.95, it's a first print. If you have an American price of $4.95 and a Canadian price, you know you're getting a second or third print. Furthermore, with the font here, you see it's kind of bold. If the font is more finer, is more refined, then you know you're getting like a third or fourth print here, because they reprinted the crap out of this book. So awesome to have. New Mutants number 4. I'd put this about 6.0, 6.5. I mean, it's a magazine style graphic novel, black cover. So there are going to be some defects. They're really hard to keep these books in good condition, but I'm happy to have it. All right, so now let me get to the books that I picked up during the show. So I paid about $105 for these books. Let me get through the first 3. So these first 3 books I paid $25 for. That's about what they go for. I was trying to get them for $20, but the guy wouldn't budge. So the first one I picked up, I got a near mint copy of Thunderbolts number 1, first print. This is technically, I guess you consider the origin of the Thunderbolts, because while their first appearance is in that Hulk book I showed you guys earlier, it is until Thunderbolts number 1 where the characters' ulterior motives are revealed, right? That you realize that these aren't really good guys; these are bad guys in disguise, and they're trying to gain the trust the American public in order to take over in the future. So really cool to have this Thunderbolts #1. It's about a $5 to $7 book. It's not that expensive, so it's a really cool book to have now. Next book I picked up, really happy to have this as well. Marvel Age #38, really early Masters of the Universe appearance here. This doesn't predate the Masters of the Universe or He-Man books under DC, like DC Presents. However, this does predate the Masters of the Universe title under Marvel Star. I think this was published around 1986, around May or so. So it either was published during the time or before those Masters of the Universe Marvel Star books were printed. But as you can see, it's a beautiful cover. Love me some He-Man. If you're a He-Man fan, you can get this book for around $7, maybe even cheaper. All right, next book. Really happy to get this. Have to give a shout out to my man Sean, Jean-Paul Ace Peter, for just reminding me about this book. Got this, part of the $25 deal. We got Micronauts #8, first appearance of Captain Universe. Really nice high grade here. I would give it about a 9.0, but if there's a little non-color breaking crease on the top right, or if I did get it pressed, it would be a 9.4, 9.6 maybe. But this isn't something I'm going to get pressed. It's just something I wanted in the collection, needed in the collection, and got a cool newsstand edition as well, so happy about that. All right, so I got those 3 books for $25. Now the rest of the books I paid $80 for. I got this from another vendor, a really cool guy. I bought from on previous occasions before, and I met him at a couple cons, and he's always willing to make deals. So the first book I picked up, got myself Power Man #18, awesome Romita Senior cover right here. Another book I just need to fill out my Power Man run. But another cool thing about this book, if you look on the inside, there's actually an advertisement here of Iron Fist that predates any other appearance where you have Power Man and Iron Fist in the same book. So I think it predates Iron Fist 11 as well, where they're in the same book. But let me see if I can find it really quickly. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Flipping through the pages. Not found it yet. Let's see, almost there. Where are you? Here we go. So there you go. There's a little advertisement. Keep in mind, I'm not saying it's an appearance. It's not within the storyline. There's no dialogue. So it's not an appearance. It's an advertisement. But, I collect advertisements as well. If it's, the first time a certain character or a certain team has been in print. So this is a cool book to have. Power Man #18. Alright, the next book I picked up, another cool book to have, Power Man #19, the first appearance of Cottonmouth. Again, another book I needed to fill out my Power Man run, but again, if you collect Power Man, this is the time to get this book, because by the time that Luke Cage series comes out, this book's going to blow up. It's going to go way up in price. And, just talking about Luke Cage, man, I am super excited for that TV series to come out. I know everybody's excited for Daredevil, rightfully so. I am too. But Luke Cage is my man. I love me some Luke Cage. So there's Power Man #19. All right, the next book I picked up from the vendor, Giant-Sized Creatures #1, the first appearance of Tigra. If you look at her earlier video that I did, it was either my first or second. I showed you the cat #1. That's actually the first appearance of Greer Grant, where she's the cat, and she's actually wearing the Hellcat suit that Patsy Walker later dons in Avengers 144. But in Giant-Sized Creatures, Greer Grant actually is transformed or mutated into this cat tiger creature. So this is the first appearance of Greer Grant as Tigra. Really cool book. Next book I picked up, got DC Presents #49. Second appearance of Black Adam in the modern age, or Copper Age, or you could say post-Silver or post-Gold Age. Really cool cover right here. I got this for a song just because there's a little staining right here, but it's so minor, and there's a little staining on right here. But like I said, it's so minor. The cover still presents really well, so I'm happy with it. It's in the collection. This isn't something that's going to get graded by any means. It's just something I want to put in the collection. All right, and the last book that I picked up, been looking for this for a really long time. Just been, not that I couldn't find it. It was just at the right price, right? I found this book a few occasions and fine to VF minus condition, and they want everything from 70 to $100 for this, and I wasn't trying to pay that. But I found this. This was part of the $80 deal, so those one, two, three, four other books you saw, plus this one. So I got these 5 books for $80, and here it is: Avengers 112, first appearance of Mantis. She'll be appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So this book has blown up, just like all these other books, because of the speculation. It's a double-edged sword. If you have the book, it's not bad, right? You could flip it, maybe get another book that you want, or downgrade. That's what I usually do. Usually, if I have a high-grade book, I'll downgrade my book to a lower grade, take that extra cash, and use that for another book that I want. So, really awesome book to have. Been looking for it for a while now, and now I have it in the collection, so can't complain. So it was a great week, guys. Got to meet up with a bunch of people. Again, shout out to Manny NYC, Celos, Marky316, Greg's Comic Book Corner, Eddie, Erod. Guys, please check out their channels. They're really cool dudes. They have awesome books to show. And again, if you haven't checked out their channels, do it. Just do it. So that's it for this week, guys. Before I sign off, just another shout out to my man Sean, Gene Paul Ace Peter, for his private hangouts that he has. Really enjoy those. Really meeting a bunch of cool dudes and ladies as well, who love collecting comics and just talking comics. It's a really good time. So guys, I'll see you next week with another haul. Thanks for watching.